Glory to the Empire, my friends. We're back for another game hosted by the CRBR, the Legion de Serbia. Here is the roster of the different clans and what classes they will be playing. But let's get straight into it, my friends, with round one. So we start by what you're seeing here is the BRE cavalry moving up alongside the BRE crossbowmen and the heavy infantry of the RDC clan moving into the centre. The first shots are fired by the purple Imperials as they form up very nicely, might I add, on this small hill over here. Look at those infantry lines. Here they're crossbowmen played by the vineyard workers, starting the game off for us with some volleys of arrows, volleys of crossbow bolts into the centre, and those heavy infantry of the RDC. Here we have Jackie Fish, a big YouTuber, playing with the Kingdom of Hordaland. They are hiding over here behind this house, probably waiting for a opportunity to flank. Here the RDC forming a shield wall, soaking up those crossbow bolts. Looks like the purple cavalry are moving up through the main street looking for a pick. The volleys continue from the vineyard workers up here on this ledge. They've got some shields in front of them defending them from some returning crossbows bolts because the BRE crossbows of the yellows are formed up behind the heavy infantry are returning fire with their own volleys. So purple infantry are moving up into the centre, but they are hesitant at the moment to go forward, probably for reasons I don't know. The heavy infantry of the Imperials though are pushing up against the Kingdom of Hordaland. That's not a fight they want to take the Kingdom of Hordaland. Those heavy infantry will make quick work of light infantry, so they make the tactical decision to retreat, and I believe they jump down off the ledge to get out of that situation quickly, which I think is quite a good move, to be completely honest, because they do need to get out of there and they need to join back up with the rest of the forces. Some light infantry are chased off from the centre of the map as cavalry are circling round. The crossbowmen and the heavy infantry of the yellows are reforming. The cavalry and the light infantry of the purples are moving into the centre. Some more light infantry from the purples moving up as well. Looks like the RDC and are going to get cornered and moving just around the flank. Here comes the Kingdom of Hordaland to relieve some pressure. But the 13th Tagma heavy infantry of the purples are moving up in might I add, a very nice formation, keeping somewhat a nice line as the fight starts. Look at that, a brutal beginning. Fighting going on everywhere as light infantry are getting stuck in, but the heavy infantry of the purples are moving up in a nice, intimidating formation. It appears to be separated the fight now, but the yellows go in to start the fight with the heavy infantry of the purples. And the fight is beginning. The resolve of the heavy purples standing their ground as they slowly. They're winning that fight by the looks of things. They're actually getting more picks, although they were getting flanked. Very impressive. There's some light infantry, the KOH I believe, are over here on the left hand side. And it's looking pretty even, but generally I think the purples are getting the better of it. The purple cavalry's flying through there. Very nice first round. The purples do take this one. Moving on to round two. So round two, here they are, they're all moving out. This time the purples are moving to the centre of the map, but the yellows have actually moved around the right to come into the spawn area, and they end up meeting about a minute later over here in the purple spawn. The fight does start here. Crossbow volley just gets fired from the BRE there. I just missed it, but a very nice volley it sounded like. As the purples push up against these light infantry, the light infantry are pulling back, but then the purples pull back also as a lot more yellows come round the corner. There's some fighting going on in the back alleyways between the cavalry and some light infantry. Oh, and a massive charge comes in from the purple, the combatant cavalry of the purples into the rears of the yellow shields. And then the yellow shields seem to push forward slightly to try and take on that choke point, which the heavy infantry of the purples are holding ever so well. But if you see, there's a bit of an imbalance here in the game. There's 20 more yellow players than there are purple. The scoreboard is backwards. That purple actually means yellow and that yellow means purple. Don't ask. Trying to get a good angle here. Quite hard to control it. There's some little skirmishing going on here in the back. And the purples have their rears exposed there as a few yellows come down, but it's not enough to break the fortitude of the heavy infantry. And this is when the yellows come up and give them a good old fight. This round does actually end with the yellows winning, but I leave this game because the game is very full. There's a lot of people and the balance is 66 to 50. It's not fair, and I'm spectating, taking up a spot, so I do leave and I miss a couple of rounds. However, not to worry, someone from my cavalry BRE division actually drops out and I managed to take their spot, so we have the rest of the match here for you. But I am going to be playing for most of it. So in this next round here, we are on the far right flank, and the purple cavalry come and chase us off because they just come and get us. We're stationary, they come charging, there's not much we can do. So we have to go back round, we reform, and the battle has begun here in the third round. And we charge into the centre. I take a left, the rest of my team go right, and I'm pretty much left alone as I walk through the middle of the battle. I'm actually not sure what colour we are, so I look at my shield. I'm yellow, okay. And the battle is raging on. I'm not a very good cav man, as you will now see. Not very good, but hey, let's watch this, shall we? So we've got some yellows here, the light infantry are holding on the left. We've got the main purple forces in the centre, and some archers or some crossbowmen in the centre firing down on the battle, still keeping their formation very good. And it's a bit of a messy round, especially when you don't really see the start of it because I'm running around on a cavalry, but the yellows take this one. Again, due to quite a bit of an imbalance. But this one, looking at the scores against 59 versus 59, we've got a well-balanced game here. Very good, it's what we want. So we're playing cavalry again. And we'll head off to the left-hand side into the stables, we call it. However, I think our leader hasn't really played this map before and doesn't realise when the cavalry go in here, you can't really get them out. So this is what you're about to see, is a bit of a muddle up. Traffic jam, and look, if you look on the far left side, the enemy infantry is also coming in here. It's one hell of a mess. So our heavy infantry are there holding off the enemy purple light infantry. We need to get out of here. This is not a place for a cavalry man. And the fighting has begun there on the left hand side. We are trying to get out. God, we need to get out of here quick. But then there's a bit of a traffic jam, because if you look up here, the purples have flanked us up here. It's the 13th Tagma. So I get off my horse, because I'm panicking at this point. I'm thinking if I stay on that horse, I'm dead. I get off my horse, but then I realise I'm trapped in here. I might get shot by my own team. But eventually the 13th Tagma, the purples up here, they do seem to pull back, giving us an opportunity as cavalry to get back on our horses and to leave this area. This is not good for us, not good. Very chaotic. This is one of the craziest games I've ever had, for a round anyway. But then a few of us managed to get out of there as the infantry go in and start having a fight. We do a flank. There's only 3 of us at this point. We go around, we do a quick drive-by, get a nice pick as the RDC are forming up to charge into the purple infantry. And we manage at this point to regroup with the rest of our cavalry. We shouldn't have left them. We didn't realise they were all alive because of that mess. And then we do finally meet up here again. And we do rotate around the map, form up again for another charge. Because you can't actually charge alone. You have to be formed up if you want to charge. That's part of the rules. So now we come back here, we try and take out some picks onto the bowmen. They are not protected by their infantry, so they do not last long against a couple of heavy cataphracts. The infantry are fighting at the moment in the main streets, but ultimately it's looking like the fight is in our favour in this one. With a 10-man advantage, certainly the Yellow Empire have taken this game. Very good. We can look down here at the aftermath of the battle. Bodies everywhere. The odd survivor. A team kill there. Moving on to the next round. It's clear that the cavalry are not good on this map at all. It's so hard with the narrow streets and so many props. So we dismount and we move up to join into the rear of our forces. But we get caught off guard here because we're so slow. Look, the enemy make a very fast engagement here on the left-hand side. And us cavalrymen on foot, very slow, get caught out of formation as the rest of our team seem to run away. It's absolutely fine. I don't expect them to come back, but they don't know what's going on, and we're getting attacked here, caught on our own. So we have a bit of a scrap against twice our number, but we give them the fight. We hold well for the moment. The DR clan opposite us. Oop, this guy's getting the better of me. I get a nice hit on him. He's got a lot less armor than me, so I can kill him. But I know this guy's better. But then there's too many purples. Not a good start for the BRE cavalry of this game. But not to worry, this match is far from over, my friends, and I get to spectate. I prefer spectating. So look, on the far right side, we've got some infantry squaring off as our crossbowmen fire into their shields. The purple infantry are also forming up on our left as the lights of the yellows are forming up, ready to receive them as they engage. This is going to be a good fight. Only a 5 population difference now. Cost 6. It's going down. The yellows. Is that the yellows? I can't tell. The scoreboard is so hard. And the fight is about to begin. Look at those volleys coming off from the KOH. Very nice. volleys of javelins getting thrown. Must have got a couple of kills there as the fight begins. It looks like the yellows are pretty much trapped though from the right hand side. The heavy infantry of the 13th Tagma coming in. And it's a bit of a mess. It's looking very good for the purples, but there are a lot of crossbow bolts coming from both sides. It looks like I can just see purple, but that's probably because the yellows are facing away from me and I can't see their shields from this angle. But if you look on the right hand side, you can see some nice crossbowmen in the distance firing over the tops of the purples, getting some nice picks. As on the left hand side, there seems to be a bit more of a scrap. There is some BRE crossbowmen hiding in a formation at the back, firing volleys still. This game is very much alive still at 23-24. And the purples are charging forward, getting a few nice picks. But with the crossbows coming in on their side, I do believe they start pulling back a bit because they're just getting picked off one by one. Very close game. And some more reinforcements coming for the yellows on the left-hand side. The purples, I think, notice this and they begin to pull back. There's a bit of a separation here as the two sides reform in this archway alleyway of death. So here we are from another angle from the purple crossbowmen. They are formed up very nicely, sending up some bolts to anyone who dare comes in their vision. The 13th Tagma heavy infantry of the purples are in the centre. If you look on the right hand side, there's some guys coming. But then hang on a sec, some bolts come from the left hand side. The BRE crossbowmen are taking some nice volleys on the left hand side into the vineyard workers, I believe. Getting some nice shots, some few nice kills as a mountain of crossbowmen appears in the middle. And then the yellow infantry have engaged the purples in the front. This is turned into the final scrap. It's 12 versus 8, 11 versus 7. A great round, a very great round. I like these kind of scrappy, messy fights. There's some sort of order. But ultimately, I think the yellows take that one. And here we are again. So this is the final round, my friends. So we're coming up all the formations there. See how many guys there was there? That was a lot. And this is an awesome game. Look at this. Wait for this. Wait, listen. A volley of arrows, a massive volley of arrows comes from the BRE crossbowmen over the left-hand side of the infantry formation. You have any? Oh, beautiful volley. Beautiful volley. I move on up to see the crack. Everyone is facing off here in this alleyway. Look at this. This is it's like football hooligans. Get ready to fight. Javelins are coming. Javelins are going overhead. Crossbow bolts are firing through the gaps. And the charge has been given. Sorry, this is a very poorly edited one, and I don't have much time to think. Look at this fighting. God, brutal. 54 versus 50. The heavy infantry of the purples are getting pushed back against the wall, but they are holding well. As people surround them and try to take them off one by one, take them out one by one. The scoreboard's still very even. Very even by Crusader here of the 13th Tagma, give me some grief. Slowly but surely, as we whittle them down, it looks like we are getting the picks and the yellows are going to take the day, but anything can happen. The fighting continues in the alleyway. Nice game. Great last round. Great last round. That was a beautiful engagement in the middle. I might make that into a short or something because that was a great fight. And here we are. The last guys are getting mopped up. Fantastic. Anyway, I'd like to say thank you to the host of CRBR. Thank you to Jackie Fish. You must know him as a YouTuber. He's here playing with the KOH, Kingdom of Hordaland. That's the kind of exposure this game needs, especially as times are changing for the better. The golden age of Bannerlord is coming, my friends. Good game. Glory to the Empire. Look out for the next one. So a quick bonus of the roster overview. I just wanted to show you guys the different clans that were playing today. And what infantry units they were taking, or cavalry, etc. So we have here the KOH playing as light infantry, the recruits for the Empire. Here the BRE, the clan I'm in, playing as the crossbowmen. And the next ones should be here, the RDC, playing as the heavy infantry for the yellows. Then just over here to the right we have the more Bretonnians playing as the cavalry. And I think what we want to do now is we want to skip through everyone. There you go, get to the purple side. So we have the CRBR, the hosts of this evening, playing as light infantry, the recruits for the purples. You have the VW vineyard workers playing as the crossbowmen for the purples. Who's this here? We've got the DR clan. I don't know what DR stands for. It's German though. They're cool guys. You've seen their server. They're playing as light infantry. And then the 13th Tagma. They're my favourite, the 13th Tagma playing as the heavy infantry. Don't tell my clan I said that. I'm a member of the BRE. If you want to join the BRE, there's details in the description.